Today is the first day that we've ever stepped on Indonesian soil. On a 3-mile long stretch of white sand beach, and at the very far corner we're heading now to Padang Malang. It's a little village here.
When we came into this bay yesterday, the first thing we saw were guys in little canoes, and they were just fishing out in the bay there. But I was fascinated by the fact these guys could paddle very quickly. So they're not dugouts. We get a close-up of one just behind me. It's made of a light wood, and where it's joined, it's glued and stitched together.
So we've just left the village on the beach, which was beautifully kept and neat and pretty coloured little houses, lots of places to have coffees and so forth, and we're just walking inland along this road, and there's another village, or it might be an extension of the same village, going to find out.
Well, I've heard of people watering their plants, but have you ever heard of a man watering his cock? Because that's what this guy behind me is doing. I haven't checked out the outside of the village, the little farmyard area, which is very pretty. We're now walking through the village proper, and you might just be able to see me, behind me, rather large house. And in fact, there's 3 very new, what I'd say, pretty big houses. So there's obviously a bit of money being made around here from something, not sure what it is. We've seen a couple of big bird houses over in the hills there, but curious to know where the money is coming from, because it's not going to be from tourism. So we just followed our noses, found a whole line of mopeds and scooters and kids in uniforms, and it turns out we've just found the local school, and the guard at the front gate has said we can stick our noses around and have a quick look. What is your name?
My name is Mazuki.
And
Who are you?
You're a teacher? Or student?
Yes.
Student?
Yes.
Mazuki, can you show us? This is your classroom?
Yes, 12 IPS.
Okay. Ah,
Teacher.
this is the teacher.
Teacher Arman.
What is your name? Your name? Ringa. Hello, Ringa. This is Ringa.
Hello.
Hello. Where you come from?
From England.
England? Wow,
Yeah.
this is so far.
Yeah, a long way.
What are you doing here?
We came on our boat. You understand boat?
On
Our
ship.
Our ship. Out in the bay.
In the
In the water.
water,
Out here.
Panama.
Yeah, out here.
Your English is very good.
Thanks, sir.
Very good. Give us a wave. Fascinating walking around this little school, and surprised actually, although I don't see why I should be so surprised, but some of these guys speak very good English, and also, as Liz pointed out, it's a mixed school as well, which is nice to see. All very friendly. Today we have hired a scooter and we've just already been on a little journey towards what's going to be a new airport, which probably says quite a lot about the future development plans for this island. And after the airport are a whole load of quarries, old quarries that are now disused, with a network of very muddy, compact roads, which were taking us sort of further and further northeast into the island, and we were sort of going nowhere fast. So we've turned around. The airport's just over there, and this is the bay that we're anchored on, and we're sort of over on the other side, but I just had to stop and show you this classic tropical vista. Look at it, it's beautiful. Very windy morning here. We're now on the west side in the northern part of the island, and over my left shoulder is the town of Letong. This is the biggest town in the area, and like a lot of these little towns and villages, most of it is built on stilts. So the houses are either on wooden platforms or concrete platforms, because of course the contour of the surrounding countryside is very steep, so they've made use of the reefs, the shallow waters up against the shore, and built on top of those. We're actually on a little island which it appears as if it's the official ferry terminal. So we've just been through the village and we're just taking a little view of it from this side, and then we'll go back into the village, find somewhere to have a nice cup of coffee, and go and check out some of those stilted buildings. As you can see by the light, it's coming up to midday now. It's getting quite hot, and we've ducked down into one of these concrete elevated roads, and then off the concrete roads are the smaller wooden jetties. So we're just going to have a coffee first. We've come around to a street corner, and the first place we stumbled across was a local shop, and he's selling something for you gentlemen out there who may be suffering from certain medical conditions that happen when you reach a certain age. And he showed us a tray of what we think are sea cucumbers, and all he had to say about it was hormone. So it's obviously good for men of a certain age who are wishing to relive their youth, shall we say.
Hello, Jamie. Hello, Jamie.
Okay, seems as if Liz has made some new friends. Who do we have here?
This is Willia. Yes, this is Willia. She's learning English in school. And these are Willia's friends, but I don't know their names. They don't know.
This is Annie.
Annie. Hello. Hello, Annie.
This is Putri.
Putri. Hello, Putri.
This is
Nice to meet you. Dini. Hello, Dini.
Hello, Dini.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
We are sitting here having our coffee with our new friends, and I have a little app here which teaches us basic Bahasa Indonesian. So Senang bertemu denganmu. That means I'm pleased to meet you. Okay. Nama saya Jamie. Nama saya Jamie. And I'm then going to ask, siapa namamu?
Welia.
Welia. I asked her what her name was. It's Welia. So we are trying. Siapa namamu?
Name is Dini.
Oh, in English. Good, very good. So I'm with this young lady here. She doesn't speak English, which is kind of difficult because I don't speak Indonesian. But we've managed to establish that Liz and I live on a kapal, which is a boat. And we've just explained we're on the other side of the bay. I'm not sure who this lady is. She lives in the big orange. This is your house? You? Ah. So she was obviously trespassing in the house over there. She actually lives around here.
Rumah kawan. Rumah kawan.
Makawan, maybe her friend. I need to look this one up. So as you can see, we are being guided by our new friends through this intricate network of raised platforms. The walkways appear to just be on wooden stakes, whereas the bigger houses are on concrete piles. And really it's just a network of lots of houses. Occasionally you'll get a little shop. We just walked past one that sells bananas. And the water depth is probably only a metre, and in that water you can see lots of cables running through, presumably providing electricity and water to all these separate little houses. And of course a community like this, invariably everyone knows each other because you're very close knit. Having said that, each house looks very airy and spacious, and it's got a really nice atmosphere to it. We're at the town centre now. We've just hooked up with two yachties who we met last night at the restaurant. Bumped into them in town, and they're with a local guide here, kind of like unofficial guide, but a very nice young man, and he's just brought us to this restaurant, and he said lots of food. So it sounds like it's one of these restaurants that has many plates, and we've already seen the fish and it's looking rather tasty. Kind of appropriate that we should be eating fish since we are on one of these stilted platforms. Right behind me we've got the open sea and the docks just here with the fishing boats tied up. Okay, so I was too busy stuffing my face to show you the nicely presented plate of satong. And satong is squid. This squid dish, I've never had anything like it before. Garlicky, a little bit of a kick, nice oil, but what makes it particularly interesting are the beans. And this, I have to say, possibly one of the best squid dishes I've ever had.
I don't know how they cook it, but there's something about the texture of this squid that's just particularly good. It's solid and yet it's creamy. And it's kind of stuffed. I think some of the oil and some of the things they put in the oil is stuffed into the squid. I don't know how else to describe it. It's good.
This is a little interview. These students are looking at the economic impact of tourism. So we're just answering some questions. It's all in Indonesian though, so she's translating for us.
How many times you come Indonesia?
First time.
First time.
First time, yeah.
What motivation you came in Indonesia?
Tourism.
Tourism.
Tourism. And photography.